Joining us now on the Michigan Megacast is one of over 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform. Leanne Savola is the president of Unified HIV Health and Beyond and joins us now on the Michigan Megacast. Leanne, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. First off, can you just give us a little bit of background on what your organization does and some of its history and the services it provides?
Sure. So, Unified HIV Health and Beyond is the result of a merger between two longstanding AIDS service organizations here in Michigan. HARC, which was in Ypsilanti, and then AIDS Partnership Michigan, which had been in Detroit. So, in 2015, those two organizations came together to strengthen our response to HIV, STIs, hepatitis, and the opioid epidemic. So, we serve 10 counties here in Southeast Michigan. And we are relentless in trying to keep our community healthy and to support our clients in striving. So we offer a range of services from prevention to care. Our prevention services are education and outreach to the community, HIV and STI testing, along with hepatitis C testing, harm reduction services, including syringe access and naloxone distribution. And then we have care services. So for people living with HIV, we offer linkage to medical care, insurance navigation, medical case management, including a specialized program for individuals who are exiting jail or prison. And then we have support groups, tobacco use reduction, housing, emergency financial assistance. So we really try to provide a range of services that can help our clients stay healthy.
In terms of getting in contact with these clients and helping these individuals out or giving them access to these resources, how does that relationship begin? Are you reaching out to these individuals? Are they referred to you?
It's a combination. So we're reaching out to the community, making sure they're aware of what services we offer. We have relationships with numerous health health systems like Henry Ford, Michigan Medicine. So we're getting referrals directly from medical providers. And then we have relationships with other community organizations as well as the local health departments. And then sometimes people find us online or they use our statewide HIV STI hotline to get in touch with us.
We're joined by Leanne Savola, the president at Unified HIV Health and Beyond, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You can find more information on Share Detroit's website at sharedetroit.org by going to the Find a Nonprofit section and searching for Unified. You can also find them on miunified.org. miunified.org is their direct website for more information on research services, resources, and more, as well as ways you can get in contact with them. Again, that's miunified.org or sharedetroit.org for more information. And there's so many parallels between the beginning of the HIV/AIDS epidemic in the 80s and what we're seeing now at the beginning of the spread of monkeypox in the United States and in many places throughout the world. You have a link to monkeypox symptoms and more information on your website. Have you noticed of late, as more cases have spread in the state of Michigan and throughout the U.S. and the world in some cases, that there's been a greater concern over monkeypox? And given that there are so many parallels there, particularly about in terms of the impact of monkeypox on the LGBTQIA plus community, similar to HIV at its beginning of its epidemic in the 80s. How does your organization then address informing the community about monkeypox in a similar way to HIV/AIDS?
Yeah, so we've been really active on our social media accounts trying to spread any new information that's being released by the federal or state health departments. We want to make sure that people understand how it could impact them and that there's resources available. We're doing the same with all of our clients. When we're meeting with them, we're asking them if they have symptoms, helping them connect to medical care if they need that. And one thing we're also doing is really talking about how do we talk about this disease without stigmatizing populations. The reason HIV was in the MSM or gay population at the beginning of the epidemic is because it got into the sexual network. People are having sex, and that's how it's transmitted, right? There wasn't anything special about how gay men were having sex, and we're seeing the same discussions around monkeypox, where people are focusing on gay men or the LGBTQIA community, and we really want people to know that this is a disease that can impact anyone. It's really about if it's in your network, your social network, your sexual network. So we want everyone to recognize the symptoms and know if they're not feeling well, that they can reach out and their support through organizations like Unified as well as their local health department.
Yeah, it's so critical that as communities are addressing monkeypox, that they learn from the misgivings of the HIV/AIDS epidemic and the ways that, as you said, that was so focused as being a men who have sex with men or a gay disease at that point, and it really put a stigma on HIV and AIDS, which eventually led to a situation where those that were afflicted with HIV/AIDS and those that were in a position to potentially contract HIV or AIDS were not in a position to be helped by their community. And certainly there are better ways to go about that we've learned from the past and hopefully can prove that we've learned with monkeypox. We're joined by Leanne Savola, the president of Unified HIV Health and Beyond, one of over 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform on the Michigan Megacast. For those that may be interested in your services or in your resources, how can they best go about tapping into those resources and getting involved with Unified?
Yeah, so the best way probably is our website, miunified.org. It's a great place to start. You'll learn about our services as well as our three offices. We have offices in Detroit, Jackson, and Ypsilanti. You can also use the website to find our phone number, call any of those offices, and they're going to connect you to the right program. And then we do host the HIV STI hotline for the state of Michigan, and that you can reach us there at 800-872-2437.
More information can be found on the website, miunified.org. Again, locations in Detroit, Ypsilanti, and Jackson. And you can call their hotline for more information across the board with their organization or to get in contact with any of those general offices at 800-872-2437. 800-872-2437 for more information. Leanne Savola, the president of Unified HIV Health and Beyond, joins us on the Michigan Megacast. You have some upcoming events that are coming up, including a back to school event. Your Hall Pass Back to School Bash is coming up. Tell us about that event, how it benefits your organization, and what you'll be doing at this particular event.
Yeah, this event is open to anyone in the community. It's going to be held at our office, which is at Mount Elliott in Gratiot in Detroit. It's August 29th, starting at 2 p.m., going to about 6 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. The theme is a carnival. So there's going to be games and chances to win prizes, as well as to access services. So we'll have HIV and STI testing available. We'll have safer sex supplies, as well as other giveaways, school supplies, things like that. So we're really excited. We've invited some other community organizations to join with us in putting this on. And really, we just want people to know going back to school is a great time to think about your sexual health. Come out for a test and learn some information, and there's going to be lots of fun too.
And more information, again, can be found at miunified.org or on sharedetroit.org, where you can find information on Unified HIV Health and Beyond, as well as over 300 other charities and nonprofits. Just go to sharedetroit.org, click on their Find Nonprofits link, and you can search for Unified and find not only their website and their contact information, but opportunities for employment or volunteer opportunities. Maybe you can help them out with some items that they need or other organizations that they may need, physical items off of their wish lists that will be helpful to the services that they provide. And of course, for more information on donating. We're joined by Leanne Savola, the president of Unified HIV Health and Beyond on the Michigan Megacast. For those that do want to get involved beyond attending the events or tapping into these resources, what sort of volunteer opportunities are available for people that want to help with your mission and spreading the word and the resources that you have in their communities?
Yeah, so we're always looking for board members. You can find information about that at sharedetroit.org. We also love volunteers. We have our hotline where we use volunteers to answer those phone calls coming in about HIV and STIs. And then we're always planning events. So we're looking for volunteers that want to help us raise money for our mission. And there's other opportunities too. So anytime we have one, we post it on sharedetroit.org. And we definitely welcome people to check that out and see if there's something that piques their interest.
For those that aren't affected by HIV or AIDS, what do you wish those in the community that maybe aren't involved in this community or don't have someone in their life that is afflicted with HIV and or AIDS, what do you wish that they knew about these conditions and those and the individuals that are afflicted with it?
So the one thing I like everyone to know is that we're all impacted by HIV. How we talk about HIV, how we talk about sexual health, that impacts everyone in our community, whether you're living with HIV or not. It can keep people from accessing services if there's stigma. And it prevents people living with HIV from receiving all of the services they need. So we do a lot of work around stigma reduction. We have a program where we train individuals to go out into their community networks and talk about stigma around HIV. We're doing a stigma index, which is an international research project where we interview people living with HIV to understand the stigma they're experiencing and then trying to address that in our communities. And finally, I want people to know that HIV treatment is available and that it works. Once you are on HIV treatment, you can reach an undetectable status, and that means you can't transmit the virus to your sexual partners. So it's really important for people to understand that HIV treatment is available. It's available if you don't have insurance, and it's available if you're not a citizen of the US. So if you need to know your status, please reach out to us. We want to do testing with you. And if you're living with HIV, we can connect you to the medical care you need.
You can always find more information too, resources and information, as well as check out their stigma index on miunified.org. It's miunified.org. It gives a bunch of information on how stigma is developed, how to combat the stigma, as well as more information on HIV and AIDS on the website miunified.org. We're joined by the president of the organization, Leanne Savola, on the Michigan Megacast. Again, miunified.org or sharedetroit.org for more information. Leanne, what are some other ways at this time that people can help your organization provide the services that it provides to people throughout the state of Michigan, in Detroit, in Ypsilanti, and in Jackson, and your overall mission?
Yeah, I mean, reaching out if you have a church or an event or something going on in your network, we want to hear about it because we might be able to do outreach at that event or provide services like HIV testing. We're also always looking for volunteers that are interested in helping our clients advance their education and careers. We have a project that's specifically focused on that, where we bring people living with HIV together to think about their careers and what they want to do next. And we're always looking for volunteers for that. Right now, we have some clients that are going to be attending a community health workers training. So we're going to be looking for jobs for them once they complete that certification. So any way you are interested in working with Unified, we want to hear from you. And you can reach us on our website or through sharedetroit.org.
Leanne, we appreciate you joining us. Anything else that we haven't discussed today would be important for our audience to consider or keep in mind about your organization now and in the future?
Yeah, one last thing I'd like to always promote is there is a pill that you can take every day called PrEP that keeps you from getting HIV if you're exposed. And that's one service we offer is PrEP navigation, helping you navigate your insurance as well as medical care so you can get on that medication if it will help you stay free from HIV. Thank you so
Leanne,
much for having me.